For 80 years, the United States dollar has been the most important currency in the world. But a group of developing countries is tired of the influence of Western countries on global finance and wants to make a change. This process, called de-dollarization, is happening and getting stronger, according to Russian President Vladimir Putin. He said this during a virtual meeting of the BRICS summit in Johannesburg. BRICS is a group made up of leaders from Brazil, India, China, and South Africa. The US dollar has been the main currency used for international trade since World War II and is used in over 80% of global trade. This idea of using other currencies instead of the US dollar is not new, but it's becoming more important now due to recent changes in the world. These changes include tensions between Western countries like the US and countries like Russia and China. For example, in 2022, Western countries put sanctions on Russia after it invaded Ukraine. These sanctions affected Russia's ability to use its foreign currency reserves and its major banks' ability to use a global messaging network for international payments. Similarly, the US put restrictions on selling technology to China. This made countries that are not on good terms with the US think about using different currencies for trade and investments. They want to avoid depending on the US dollar because it can be used as a tool for politics. Some experts say that this desire to find a different currency is more practical than moral. They worry that the US dollar can be used for political reasons, and they want to avoid those risks. People have talked about creating a new currency for BRICS countries, but experts are doubtful. They say it's not easy to create a new currency because it needs new rules and systems. Also, experts believe that if BRICS countries had a single currency, it would likely be controlled by China, which is the biggest economy in the group. Smaller countries might not want to rely on China for their money. Despite these discussions, the goal of BRICS is not to completely replace the US dollar but to provide more choices. They believe that the world should have more options for currency and not just rely on one currency. BRICS countries might also start using their own local currencies more often in trade. For example, Russia and China already use their own currencies for 80% of their trade. Other countries, like the United Arab Emirates and India, have also started using their local currencies for trade. However, using local currencies has its challenges. It's important to be able to convert these currencies into other currencies easily. This is not always possible due to rules in some countries, like India, that limit the movement of money. Despite these efforts, most experts agree that the US dollar will still be the most important currency for a long time. Even if new currencies are created, the US dollar's value will still affect the prices of things like oil and other important goods. In conclusion, some developing countries are trying to reduce their reliance on the US dollar in global trade. They want more options for currency to avoid political problems. While they're making some changes, it's likely that the US dollar will stay strong for a while. What is your take on this matter? Do let us know in comments. For more updates and insightful analysis, subscribe to our channel.